And I remember hearing the sound of the heart monitor, beeping. And then I remember it going flat. And at the very same moment that I heard it go beep, I rose out of my body. And I was like just hovering there above. I remember seeing a body. I remember seeing the doctors. I remember seeing, everything that was going on. But I didn't at first realize that it was me that I was looking at. I just saw this body and I was like, wow, look at that, pretty cool. And then I realized, I don't remember exactly when I realized that it was me, but I realized that it was me. And I don't know if, I'm guessing that I just remembered that I was having a baby. Because I saw that it was me, and then I kind of remembered, oh yeah, I'm, having this baby. And so, and like I said, when I try to explain or talk about like the timeline, it might not be exact. I remember the things that happened, but I don't remember exactly how, I guess exactly when. I remember someone suddenly came and was at my side, my right side, and just took me somewhere else. There was no tunnel, there was no light, there was none of those other things that a lot of people talk about in their NDEs. It was more like here we are in the operating room, and the next minute, like literally within seconds, we're somewhere else. The only way that I can describe this place is that it was like 360 degrees. I could see all around. It was like I kind of describe it as like a movie screen. I could just see all around. It was like, how you have peripheral vision. This was like just even in back of me, even though I was looking forward. And I remember the screen, as I call it, it was spinning, going by very fast. And it was showing me clips of my life. It was stopping at certain points in my life. Some were good, some were not so good. Like, the way I treated people, some of those were, I don't want to get into total specifics, but just, the way I treated some people. I remember seeing my childhood dog. I saw our house that I grew up in, and my mom used to have these tulips. She loved tulips, so she always had tulips planted in the front yard. But it was different seeing them during my life review, because it was real, but it was as far as the tulips and everything, they were so much, it was just like my mom's garden, but they were just so much more vibrant. Mm-hmm. And they were I know plants are alive, but they were like more alive, if that makes sense. We stayed in that place. But I remember thinking to myself when it was stopping, especially when it stopped at the parts I was not very proud of, the way I treated people. I think we all have, done some things that we were not proud of, or treated people badly, or, said an unkind word or something like that. And those are the things that I'm talking about that it was stopping at. For a split second, I thought to myself, I'm going to hell. Like I really, as this was going on and they were showing me this, I thought to myself, they're showing me this because they're going to say to me, you're going to hell, And then the person that was with me, I felt them put a hand on my shoulder and tell me that I was doing okay and not to worry, that everything was going to be okay. But we don't speak like you and I are speaking. It's like the information is kind of it's like immediate, all you have to do is think something and the other person knows it. It's actually pretty cool. And I wish that we could communicate like that now. And forgiveness, oh my gosh, forgiveness is so important. I believe it's so important for our soul and for our spirit. And not only to forgive other people, but to forgive ourselves. I had a really, really hard time forgiving myself. So I've worked on that a lot. It's definitely a learning thing where we're meant to, I believe that's why we're shown those things. It's, it's not for nothing. It's not like here's your life, just look at it and that's it. I mean, it's definitely to teach us where we can do better, where we've done good and where we need to improve. After my life review was over, I remember hearing my baby crying. The very same moment that he was crying, the person that was with me, who I didn't recognize, by the way, but I felt like it was a male, and I felt like he loved me forever and ever and ever. It was almost like he just loved me for eternity. From back from before I was born until my future. I just felt like he loved me forever and is going to love me forever. And that was very comforting. I only wish that I knew who it was. I have no clue. But anyway, they said to me, "What do you want to do?" And I knew what that meant. They were saying, "Do you want to stay or go back?" I immediately said, "I need to go back." I was very happy, and I was very calm and very, relaxed in that, love. But, my babies are my world. And I was like, my babies need me. I need to go back. So I was brought back to the hospital room where I saw doctors and nurses. There was probably, I would say like 6 or 7. There was a bunch of them. The biggest thing that I took back from this is that what I was told is that we're here to learn unconditional love, compassion, forgiveness, kindness, acceptance, all these things is what I was told. This is what we are here to do. The way that we get to that bottom line of love and compassion and all that may be different. Our journey to that bottom line is going to be different. We are here to learn those things and to practice those things. And I definitely practice those things much more than I ever did. It's much more important to me now. And I try to tell people, I try to stress the importance of doing those things, because going back to the life review, when you're in that life review, it's like you are put in every person's shoes. It's almost like I say a movie, but it's not even like a movie. It's more like a play. You're literally put in each person's shoes that you ever encountered in this life. I mean, ever. Like, even if it was someone in line at the grocery store, as simple as that, every encounter, you're going to have to feel it. And you'll feel, what you felt, but you'll also feel what the other person felt. And it doesn't have to be all negative. It's going to be every experience, positive or negative. The better you treat people, the better your life review is going to be. I try to stress that to people. A lot of people might not believe it, and I guess that's their problem, but they're going to have a life review whether they believe it or not. So I think it's good to just be good to people. It's important, not only because of the life review, but it's extremely important to our Creator. I believe that 1,000,000%. I just know that it really made me want to be a better person. I didn't feel judged by anybody. And I don't know if Christians talk about the judgment and that kind of thing. And I don't know if maybe I just didn't get far enough to have that judgment from our Creator, but I honestly don't feel like we're judged. I feel like we judge ourselves. I wasn't told that. It's just something that I strongly, strongly feel. I really just think that we judge ourselves. I know during my life review, I was judging myself. Nobody else was. And like I said, the person that I was with just said to me, "You're doing good. You're doing fine. Don't worry about it." So I tried not to worry about it. But, when they were showing me some of that stuff, I felt really bad. I was always sensitive, but now it's like it's super, super sensitive and more aware, like much more aware of other people's feelings and how much they matter. They matter a whole lot. The biggest, most important thing is that I'm no longer afraid to die. And the weird thing is that I can't wait to go back.